Hello, this is Adam Feinberg, your host of Harlem Stories, where we talk about everything related to Upper Manhattan. We try and get into the history, the architecture, the people, the interesting stories of Upper Manhattan. And hopefully we bring you some education as well as some entertainment in in these episodes. We talk about some stories that are the history of these neighborhoods, the people, but also just as importantly, we also talk about real estate related topics. As this is the basis for it, I'm a real estate agent. I work for Elegran Forbes Global Properties as an agent and focus much of my business in Upper Manhattan, but work all over Manhattan. In any case, today we have an interesting topic to talk about, and I'm sure others have had interest as well, especially Morningside Heights. I get a lot of inquiries for people looking to buy in Morningside and understanding a little bit about that area. But today we're going to be specifically talking about the secrets of Barnard College. So we'll talk a little bit about the history first, just briefly over here. Barnard College was founded in 1889, and it was one of the oldest women colleges in the world and was founded with a mission to educate women with the same passion and rigor men readily had available to them. The focus of the school was liberal arts and dedicated to shaping bold female leaders to change and inspire the world. Barnard is more or less across the street from Columbia's main campus. And, we get into a little bit of fun trivia today on the episode. So some fun trivia to know about Barnard. It was founded by a female student, Annie Nathan Meyer. She was accepted to be a student at Columbia College Collegiate Course for Women, a program founded in 1885, but it didn't recognize women as officially enrolled students. Women couldn't attend classes at Columbia, but were given a syllabus, and if they passed an exam, they could receive a degree. In 1887, Meyer petitioned the university trustees for an affiliated, self-sustaining liberal arts women's college. Barnard was ultimately named after Columbia's 10th president, a mathematician, an educator, Frederick Barnard. Frederick argued for the admission of women into Columbia University, but was unsuccessful. But by 1889, Barnard was one of the few colleges in the nation where women received the same quality education that men received. Originally, the first Barnard class was held in a rented townhouse at 343 Madison Avenue near Grand Central with just 14 students and 6 faculty members in the School of Arts. Just a few years later, in 1892, Columbia announced that it would be moving to Morningside Heights on the site of the former Bloomingdale Asylum. Barnard followed building a campus next door. Several of the original buildings are on the National Register of Historic Places. But as of today, the campus, by most standards, is absolutely tiny. So Barnard's campus is only 4 acres, and for some universities, 4 acres is like nothing. That's like just a tiny fraction of their campus. But by Manhattan standards, that's a lot of land, but not for necessarily a college campus. 116th and Broadway is the quad made up of dorm housing extending to 120th Street, Millbank Hall. Columbia's main campus is 36 acres, and the new campus expansion isn't entirely built out yet, but that's approximately another 20 acres. So it can be reasonably argued that Barnard has considerable campus access well beyond its dedicated borders, especially since students at both schools are engaged at both campuses by sharing classrooms, libraries, dining halls, and the fitness center. There's only 4 large lecture halls in the school, and given its specialized nature and small size, most classes are only about 15 students in size. So not exactly a large school and not exactly a large campus. Within the campus over here, and one of those little secrets over there, is the Provactive bench. And I personally, I just love this bench. It's Jenny Holzer's sculpture created in 1987 entitled Selection from Truisms, Abuse of Power Comes. It's engraved with provocative statements such as, stupid people shouldn't breed, push yourself to the limit as often as possible, and it's crucial to have an active fantasy life. The bench has various statements and aphorisms in various materials. Silkscreen paintings of declassified government memorandum detailing prisoner abuse. The bench lines well with Barnard's mission to educate women and to think and speak out. Love that. Another cool aspect of the campus, the greenhouse. The Arthur Rose Greenhouse is on the roof of Milbank Hall for Barnard's Department of Biological Sciences. It replaced an older, outdated greenhouse, and it's state-of-the-art. The central room functions as general public space and conservatory housing the teaching collection. Each room within the greenhouse can be entered independently as a result of a central corridor. The greenhouse has plants from almost every continent and biome, with more than 400 species of plants of cultural, medicinal, and culinary importance. Included in this is the famous/infamous corpse flower, and I'm going to attempt this pronunciation, but I'm sure I'm going to butcher it. A Morphalis titanium or Oritian aurorum. Probably butchered that name, but that's the scientific name for it. The better known as the corpse flower can grow to a 10-foot tall leaf from nothing in just 6 weeks and can reach 12 to 15-foot bloom as the world's largest floral display, along with its infamous stench. And that's how it gets its name, the corpse flower, of course. So another little secret, and not so secret, but Millie the Dancing Bear, the school's mascot, named after Barnard's first president, Millicent McIntosh. Millie is noted for her boldness or playfulness or furriness, and of course, and talented dance moves. Millie promotes school spirit on campus and love wearing Barnard attire, which is seen attending Barnard social events like the Big Sub, which is apparently, and I never knew this, but it's a 700-foot long sub sandwich, which is really just many types of sandwiches. So you can go down the line and find different types of sandwiches contained in the Big Sub. But Millie is also present for Winterfest and Founders Day. Millie even has a manager, and students are actually able to be Millie as an honor. Okay, that's interesting. So, yeah, I would think that it would be one person, but apparently, no, it could be many people. So, yet another aspect of the campus over here to discuss is the 128,000 square foot, $137 million Shirley and Phil Milstein Center for Teaching and Learning Functions. It was completed in 2018 as the central academic and social hub of student and faculty life at Barnard. The main building is 5 floors alongside a tower of 11 floors. The Milstein Center contains a library, outdoor balconies, and seating. You have Pete's Coffee as well as classrooms. There are hundreds of student spaces that include active and quiet study areas for individuals and groups. The new building contains nearly twice as many classrooms as the former Lehman Library, which was torn down in 2016. And I guess a final discussion point, for over here, Barnard has a complicated guest sign-in policy. A guest is considered someone who is a non-resident in the residence hall. For Barnard student to access another Barnard student resident hall, not a problem. The student just presents a valid Barnard ID to the attendant and access is granted. But when a Barnard student wants to sign in a non-Barnard guest, it gets more complicated. The Barnard student must meet the guest at the front desk with their student ID, and the guest must have some form of ID on them themselves. The Barnard student then must tell the attendant their room number, present their student ID, and the access attendant will take the guest ID for the duration of the guest visit. Barnard guests are permitted to only have 3 guests at a given time for no more than 3 consecutive nights. And I guess from my own personal experience, I remember there was a similar policy in my NYU dorm on Union Square back in the 1990s, in the mid 90s. So this doesn't exactly sound foreign to me, but apparently, others think that this is kind of like a unique policy, but it's not. I guess this is part of being in city living too. But the Barnard escort student must escort their guests at all times, including to the front desk, in order for the guests to get their ID back. Needless to say, this causes a great deal of aggravation among the students there, but obviously, safety in a large city is paramount, and quite honestly, I think it goes underappreciated. But yeah, it's tough running a dormitory in a city like New York. So I can at least understand why they put these rules in place. I'm sure others will as well. But thank you for joining us. This is, Secrets of Barnard, and I don't know how many of them are actually secret or not, but certainly some background information and, fun facts. Thank you for joining us for Harlem Stories. If you like this episode, if you listen to other episodes, please rate and review on the podcast platform that you got. It allows others to find the Harlem Stories, and hopefully you can enjoy and entertain and maybe have learned a few things. But thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great day. We hope that you come back for a lot more episodes. Have a good one.